sensational fullback Paul Hopp. He's brought down on his 22. Shearer again.
They're not letting Shearer forget that he used to play for Manly, are they?
The rain is starting to fall a little already at Brookvale. Johns. That can be a shame because both these sides really do love to throw the ball around. Dowling. Jackson. Tries to keep the ball low. Bridge. Through a dummy, nearly got through. Was chased and brought down by Madison. Wasn't marked. Lydiard. A little bit sloppy from Brisbane in the opening minutes. Tuvey. Lyons knocks it back. Walters is on him. O'Connor. Stepped Johns but couldn't keep his feet. Hancock. Hosking. 40 metres out from the Brisbane line. Jones took the tackle and unloaded for Lions, who a lot of time to get the kick in. They're going to stay on Shearer's back all afternoon, this crowd that used to love him. Hot. Little Jeff Tuvey takes him low. Very heavily strapped, as I mentioned, Tuvey. So much strapping, it'll be interesting to see if Tuvey really can stretch out at all. Home tackle by Roberts. Well, he faced the sideline. Should have been a penalty. I kept my eye on McCallum. He gave an indication that he felt Home was pushed a little. Jackson. Again, he keeps it low. This rain's starting to drive in. It's really going to come down here. O'Connor. Home slips. Hancock with a head start. A big head start. Hopp and Hancock. He beat Hopp. Good chasing from Carr. If he had given up, that was a try. O'Connor, Manly with a chance to start on the right cue. A crossfield over Shearer. Beats everybody into touch. Was a touch by Shearer.
Well, Lydiard there, I thought, went for the man rather than going for the football there. I think that it was a fairly good opportunity to do something dramatic. But Lydiard rather watched the man that he thought was going to receive the ball, Shearer, this man.
It's a Manly feed. They touched it, Brisbane.
Great opportunity now for Manly. Tuvey from the scrum base. Strapping or not, he's still moving across field. 10 metres away from the Brisbane line. Hasler gets to within 5 metres of the line. It's across for Lyons. Jones is there. 5 or 6 metres short of the line. Across for Hosking. And the penalty's going to go to Manly.
Yeah, here comes Hosking. State Bank replay. Watch it. And stripped from the ball fairly comprehensively there by Walters. Little doubt about it. Just a note on Ridge at the moment. Some of the Manly supporters are starting to have a little bit of a grumble about him. They've picked the fact that he never seems to be able to beat the first line of defence when he's running the ball back. This lack of ability, or pace if you like, has brought plenty of fullbacks undone.
No doubting his ability with the boot. All the umbrellas are out. They'll need plenty of them. It's very dark. The lights are on here at Brookvale. Here's Ridge, 77.5% success rate. Incredible, 31 from 40. What's he done with this one? Well, no mistake for Ridge. This boy can kick. 2-0, Manly over Brisbane.
Paul Hopp with the restart for the Broncos. It's a bit amazed at the ease with which Hancock, who's not a noted stepper, was able to get around Hopp in that last run he had up the left. It was a bit of a shock. We've been eulogising Hopp's running ability. Maybe his defence might be a bit slack.
This scrum, as that ball rolled over the touchline, will be fed by Tooby. Picked up by Hasler at the scrum base. Now Roberts.
Roberts is a player that's got to get very involved in this match, and that's the first time he's touched the football. He really has to put on a big one.
Shows you how quickly this season has gone when you consider when these two teams met in the first round at Lang Park. It was a very, very controversial day for referee Graham Annesley when he ruled a try to Brisbane that was certainly bounced over the line and gave Brisbane the win.
Bill Anderson, apparently the wind's coming from directly behind the Manly side at the moment. Do you see it that way?
It swung around a fair bit, Rex. What's happened is it's sort of getting around the grandstand here and going across the field. I don't think it's really in favour of either side, but that was a huge kick. What it is doing is going from the grandstand towards the hill.
Okay.
So Brisbane 32 metres away from their own line. Walters caught by O'Donnell. And a little chip kick from little Alf. And Ridge trying to dive on it, very nearly wore a boot. It's been picked up by Kevin Walters. He's to the corner line, inside the corner now. Kevin Walters will play it, only 18 metres away from the Manly line. Lang has turned it back into Walters. Back for Madison. 12 metres away. Broncos now with Jackson. Flipped it up for Shearer. Shearer's beaten one. Throwing the football anywhere, really. Allen will play it just about on the corner line with Langer across for G. Now Dowling. Almost on the 10-metre mark on the last tackle. Langer. Well, very nearly knocked on. Brilliantly caught in the end.
Now it's Lyons. Quick play the ball by Manly. They're keen to try and catch this Brisbane side going backwards. Roberts. Real D-Day for Manly. They've got the home ground, the atmosphere to produce an upset. It's all up to them. Bella. Straight into Dowling, he's upended. 42 out from their own line. Bad play the ball. Ridge will have time for the kick. Willie Kahn. One of his famous Bronco wing men. Broke 2 tackles. Hancock's not there today. Langer. Kevin Walters. Johns. Slipping was Bronson to let him go through. Hop. Taken by Tooby.
Beautifully tackled there by Tooby. A classic exhibition, really, of a low diving tackle.
Jackson plays it back. Madison. So maybe some early problems for Bella already with that shoulder. He's calling out to the bench. They do have Shelford as a backup, New Zealand international. No, it doesn't appear to be the shoulder problem. So maybe he's decided, or he's had trouble with a tooth that might have been knocked out already. With a sigh of relief, I would think, for Graham Lowe, the Manly coach. Hasler. Bronson. Yes, he has lost a tooth apparently. Roberts. Bella was running in support. O'Donnell. Lyons. Lyons! Where's the support? Lydiard's inside. Try for Manly. Lyons. I said, was he on today? He is. 12 minutes gone, they get a try, Manly.
Magnificent stuff by Manly here. This is Lyons at his absolute top. He's had a couple of fairly ordinary games. One would suggest that he was way out of form in the last two, but this was the way it went. O'Donnell got the pass out there to Lyons. He threw the dummy, went through, right through the middle of the gap, surged around, got the pass back inside to a very fast following Lydiard, who doesn't look as though he's got the hamstring trouble with that sprint. That was absolutely great the way he backed up, but Roberts initiated it with a stand-in tackle and an offload away to the little hooker, who did exactly the right thing, got it out to Lyons. Lyons showed his pace there, ran away from home, looked back on the inside, looked for support. He had his fullback on the outside of him, but Lydiard was on the inside, and that was the track he took. Now there's Lydiard in for a try adjacent to the post. Splendid stuff, but now Lydiard looks as though he's pulled his hamstring.
So Lydiard, Bill, what's the problem?
Looks like he's done that hamstring again, Graham. Frank Stokes in 14's taken his place. Bad news for Lydiard.
He gets a try and then off. Stokes out there in 14. Ridge. Round the corner he comes, and he gets another 2 points. Manly, 8-0 over Brisbane. And it really is pelting down here at Brookvale. Look at the scene here on the peninsula. Not God's country today. The Broncos restart through Langer. Trapped by Ridge. Brought back by O'Connor. 8 points when the conditions were reasonably dry. Could be enough, Bill, if this keeps coming down.
It sure could be, but the thing is, Graham, Manly are playing so well. They're playing this game with the intensity of a grand final. They're desperate for the 2 points, and this year, every time they've had their backs to the wall, they've come up trumps. Now, Brisbane were coming off a game against Balmain that they really wanted to win, having not beaten the Tigers before. Just maybe Brisbane put so much effort into that game last week, they won't come up again.
Well, Lyons there again showing his skill, this time in the area of kicking for good position, field position. Makes a very easy 40 metres up the sideline with a grand kick that puts the Seagulls back on attack. But of course it's now a feed to the Broncos.
The Broncos have been starting their games pretty slowly.
Yes, let's have a look at the reserve grade result. A very entertaining game, won by Brisbane 32 to Manly's 22. I've got to say I was totally mystified by the referees' rulings in this match.
Jackson will play it just 10 metres from the halfway mark. Here's Hone running off a Langer pass. Back for Jackson. Ridge is there for it. Can't beat the first tackle. Johns and Khan had him. It's Khan who finished him off. Now Hancock. Bella. Roberts skirting wide. Finally across for Lyons. Khan is about 32 out from his own line. 3 Manly defenders around him.
Not making about on that occasion. They didn't let him make a yard.
Now Hoff. Straight up the middle. Just as I was saying before, we have seen Brisbane start very slowly, but finish full of running. These conditions today is going to be a very difficult task for them. Already 8 points behind. Broncos have made a couple of handling errors, just one to Manly. This is Madison. Now it's with Hone. Hone, a half gap. Got it back for Madison. 5 tackles used up. Langer. And finds touch about 10 metres from the line.
There's a nice little grubber kick there by Langer. See, right foot, very low trajectory, keeping it underneath what wind there is at ground level, and makes a gain of about 18 to 20 metres.
So Tuvey with the scrum feed and the scrum win.
Madison was standing out of the side of that scrum then, detached himself from it and watched the ball go through from the second row to the lock. The referee's got to watch that sort of thing.
Roberts is swamped just about on the quarter line. Now Hosking. Straight into Allen and home.
Did I detect a little sidestep there?
There was a touch of one. O'Donnell.
O'Donnell's going very well for the Seagulls too. He's always got a good idea of when to run, when to pass.
Haswell links up with Tuvey. 5 tackles gone. This is down for Hoff, back on his own 22. Kevin Waller's a dummy half for Shearer, and the crowd persists with its booing every time Shearer has the football. And the ironic cheer as he hits the deck. Walters, now for Langer. Kevin Walters juggling. Got it through for Jackson with a beautiful pass. Jackson looks for support as he gets to the 22. The kick ahead for Willie Kahn. Willie Kahn's going to get to the ball and the score. McCallum awards the try to Willie Kahn. Interesting to have a look at his position when the kick was put in.
Yes, we'll see it at the State Bank replay. Now just watch this carefully as we're looking now at the pass to Jackson into the clear. A line ball pass there, no argument with it. He runs to the fullback, is taken, and Kahn apparently looked to me to be slightly in front, but that's a parochial view. But he certainly scores a try which has been allowed. Walters initiated it with a good run up the middle, gets the pass away in the tackle. Out to Langer, and then the pass on to Jackson. That was the one that might have been doubtful. Now let's see where he is in relation to him. Pretty near line ball. It was certainly showed his pace then with Hancock there as the Manly winger, left a little bit floundering in his wake. This young bloke, Walters, is a pass master, making a break from set play, dummy half, going a few metres, throwing dummies, but on this occasion he was able to get through, offload the football. The passing then went out to Jackson. The little grubber kick through, the very strong tackle from the fullback, and in he goes for a perfectly grounded try.
Yeah, good try to Willie Kahn. 15 for the season. He's the leading Winfield Cup try scorer. In outstanding form. What a year he's had. Madison, 12 goals for this year, and this has gone out to the left. Cannot add the extras, but the Broncos are on the board. Manly now 8 and Brisbane 4.
Kevin Walters somehow got it back for Jackson. A real mess of players there in the middle. Langer's going to kick. He wants to get right down the other end. It's not going to roll a touch, is it? It is now. Missed it by a fraction. Ridge will play it back for Hancock. And Shearer's got him easily. Bella. Big 2 men. O'Connor. Dowling and Langer wrap him up. Kicks in player even as well, so all the statistics are just underlining that there is only 4 points in it. Very tight one. Off. Follow the bouncing ball. Roberts is there. Got him by one arm. O'Connor went flying over the top. Long pass out. After the end of this first tackle, they tried to stretch it wide. Jackson. Rebounds off a couple of Manly defenders into the arms of Hosking. Best chance for Manly for some time. Brisbane have been the ones that have lifted their game. They take a risk. Stokes, he'll win the race try. Great thinking. Oh, brilliant play. Cliffy Lyon has laid on both tries.
Lyons absolutely thought that out fractionally before the the action started. He saw the gap. He saw the fullback was out of position. He does the kick through for Stokes. Stokes was onside. And Stokes, being a very quick little man, is first to the try. And there it is with a good grounding of the ball. But at this point, really, there was no try on. And then suddenly, Lions realised they were not at home in the fullback role. And he's done that beautiful kick that rolled perfectly into the in-goal area, and Stokes is down on it. So that's a marvellous try to him. Little Lyons has got to be commended for that completely. He's laid on the first try and now the second. And from being a bit of a hindrance to the Manly side in the last couple of weeks, he's come out as a hero in this one. Absolutely great.
Frankie Stokes there. The council worker gets his second try of 1990. But Cliff Lyons laid it on. That could be a video easy top try. Characteristic shake of the hands from Bridge.
Just like Grant Fox in the rugby test yesterday for New Zealand. An absolute doppelganger for him.
He's got it on a string in the first half. Real smell of an upset here. Manly 14, the Broncos 4.
Yes, just let's have another look at this magnificent kicking style. There it is. Right between the uprights. Beautiful. Up they go again. The touch judges will be wanting extra money for having to lift their arms so often with ridge kicking.
Langer with the restart. And just when Manly seem to be having trouble getting out of their own 22, they get down the other end, and Lyons has been able to lay it on, and that getting towards half-time, Bill, was a real boost.
It sure was, and just on the problems getting out of their quarter, that's through lack of support. They're going one out rather than taking support runners, which pulls a bit of defence off. But as you can see by that try, once they get into a scoring position, they're very tough to stop, and they're playing with all the exuberance, all the enthusiasm that's necessary today. And I like the look of this young fellow at dummy half, David O'Donnell. I think he's given them a lot of spark around the rucks. Here he goes again.
Yes, he's certainly a real goer.
Yeah, you won't get the argument from me that he's been playing in the lower grades for a while and not playing very successfully there, like getting a run in the big games, and suddenly with a lot of interest shown in him by other players.
Oh, hello. Stokes has picked up the pass that was dropped by Shearer. Shearer was really crunched in that tackle by O'Connor, surrendered the football, and Manly had the opportunity to do something about it as Roberts picks it up on the 22. And was able to get it away to O'Donnell. Now it's with Tuvey. His pass was astray. John Jones has got it. Back it comes for Ronson. 30 metres out. Bella. Straight into Dowling. Now here comes John Jones. Inside the 22. Here's the man again, Lyons. The little kick ahead. Hoff is back there for it this time. Dives on it on his own in goal.
Yes, the State Bank replay. Lyons trying to make it 3 in a row, but Hoff's there too quickly on this occasion for the Broncos. Does ground the ball, but he looks a very tired boy, does Hoff.
So Madison from underneath the post. Sends it down to Bella back near the halfway mark, and the big man starts to wind up.
Great run.
30 metres away. Manly can smell another try before half-time. Jones will play it. O'Donnell from dummy half.
See, that's exactly what Walters does for the Broncos, what Jones is doing for Manly from dummy half. Similar situation. They've got the people in two minds. He runs and he offloads the football well, or he just goes.
Here's Tuvey and Lyons. Hasler was inside. Hasler got away from Madison. He got away from Walters. He's up to the corner line. Hasler still going strongly. Finally caught by Dowling, but another good run from Des Hasler.
Yes, he's a workaholic. Absolutely a workaholic.
O'Donnell dummy half. This time he's going to run on his own. Now offloads. O'Connor got it back for Lyons. Still alive. Last tackle. They're 10 metres away. Lyons. Back for O'Donnell. O'Donnell showed the dummy, then lost the football. Picked up by Langer. 10 metres away from the Broncos line. Johns. Can't get away from the clutching defence.
I'd like to see Ridge get back to fullback, or somebody go back there for Manly, because there's nobody there at the moment, and Ridge is up busily tackling in the ruck area.
I thought you were going to go there.
Well, I will if he doesn't get back.
Now, Allen. Across for Kevin Walters. And surrendering possession again. Hosking diving on it. Hosking will play it. Kicked through by Walters. Stokes has it. Tackle count restarts. Roberts. Can't offload this time.
One of the rare occasions he's not been able to offload. He's been in first-class form for that.
Manly with that 10-point break as half-time approaches. Lyons again puts a little kick through. Hasler chasing. Taken though by Walters.
Well, Walters is not going to be able to milk that for a penalty.
Well, Kevin Walters wanted to get involved, pushing and shoving with Hasler.
It's only a tackle around the collar. Well, the referee's going to call him out, but I think he's been talked into that. That's absolutely ridiculous if he's going to penalise him for that.
Well, Walters seemed to belt his head on the ground as he fell backwards.
Yeah, I think the Broncos should be penalised there for coming in and starting an altercation with Hasler on that situation. The referee had no intention of penalising him there until the altercation started. That is a joke. That's a case of the referee being conned into changing his decision.
Well, that's the half-time siren you hear. Jackson will fly and touch. There's time for the restart. Walters, who seems to be okay now.
Of course he's okay.
Jackson puts it high in the air. Stokes is under it. Stokes has made a mess of it. The ball is loose. Ridge will kick it dead. Ridge and Shearer having a few words to each other as they leave the field. But we go to the half-time break with Manly 14 leading Brisbane 4.
108 first half tackles from Manly. Roberts was 16. A lot of tackles from G out of 105 for Brisbane. No changes, Bill?
No, there aren't, Graham, and pretty simple instructions from both coaches. It's wet weather tactics, kick the ball, good marker defence, and try and work out of dummy half. But Graham Lowe was emphatic. He reckons that Kerrod Walters always tries to run more in the second half of a game. His markers have got to keep their eye on him.
Well, there's the man to keep his eye on both sides, Greg McCallum. About to get us underway. Madison with the kickoff. Ridge, who's had a lot of work to do.
Yes, he got lost a minute ago and was up for 3 tackles tackling in the forwards, and we had no fullback at home. So I don't know that that's the accredited thing to do.
Hosking. O'Donnell straight away back to the kick. Jones will bounce into the waiting arms. Although he made the mistake of knocking it back, Hoff gave the defence time to get it down there in a real hurry. Khan to dummy half. Taken by Lyons, who was having a fine match. Jackson. He loses it. They're in danger of keeping this record intact, though. We're going for win number 12 today, the Broncos. They've started the second half well and truly on the wrong foot. Roberts plays it right on the 22. O'Donnell didn't have anybody. There was no runner on that side of the ruck for him. Bella lines himself up to stay that way. Roberts goes with him. To his feet, Bella. Tuvey. Hosking. Tuvey again. Lyons. Out wide they go. O'Connor. Last tackle against Manly. Kick back over his head by Lyons for Kahn. He was under a bit of pressure as Hasler was going through quick.
He's a powerful monster, isn't he? By gee, he can get through tackles.
Madison brings it away from a pass that I thought was forward to him from the play of the ball. Madison again. Shearer. Well, out the back. That was very hopeful. Jackson. They've bunched the Broncos. They're all around the centre of the ruck. Don't have a backline set at all. Dowling. He and Allen not having the success through the forwards that they have had in recent weeks. Langer. Straight down the throat of Ridge. He got to the outside of Walters, who turned and chased well. Hancock. This Brisbane side certainly misses the running ability through the forwards of Gene Miles, their skipper. Bella loses it just when he was coming up with a strong run. Hasler might go from the lock position. O'Connor's staying on the left side of the scrum. Comes out quickly. They go to O'Connor. O'Connor stepping away from Johns. Kahn's got him. He's out. No try. He didn't get it down. He must have put a foot over the line.
State Bank replay. Michael O'Connor coming very, very strongly. Does he get there? Look. Well, he got the ball there, but his body and so forth were over the sideline. So one part of him was right, the other part was wrong.
That was an interesting call.
So the Broncos get the scrum win. And Hoff will play it back for Madison. The last thing the Broncos needed then was a Manly try. If they are to remain competitive in this game, they really have to be the first to score from this point. 14-4. Manly leading by 10. Dowling. Now it's gone back for Jackson. Straight to Ridge.
The kicking game's been a bit off, hasn't it?
Ridge has beaten the first tackle. Takes it into the Broncos half.
Well, he has threatened on a couple of occasions to get round his man occasionally, but that's the first time he's stepped back on the inside and gone through the middle.
Now it's come back for Tuvey. Got away from Jackson, who comes at him again. Now for Roberts. Can't offload. 32 metres out. Hasler got away from Madison. Come back for Tuvey with some room to move. Gets to the quarter line.
Great tackle by Dowling there to put him down. He was away then.
O'Donnell. Roberts was with him. Last tackle now for Manly.
Roberts has taken on an enormous workload for the Manly side in this game.
Lyons. That kick will be too big.
Plowman has gone to the sideline. Apparently that'll be for G. Dowling. Could be the last run from G. That came to a shuddering halt. Jones hit him head on. Madison. Kevin Walters likewise. And Madison was unceremoniously hit as he unloaded the ball. Kerrod Walters on the last. Langer. Jackson. Kevin Walters is forced to kick. Ridge. Won't get through on this occasion. Langer's got him. It might be all that long, Bill, before Shelford comes on for Bella either.
They've had him warming up for about 5 minutes, Graham, ready to go on. You can see that Brisbane have got their change ready. Plowman going on for Andrew G. Plowman's normally a winger, but he can make those bullocking runs up the centre, and that's what they'll be looking for.
Shelford was doing some stretching. Hasler. Bella. Ronson. Taken by Johns. Stokes. Intriguing stage of this match. Frustration will start to settle in for the Broncos. Ridge kicks. Willie Kahn trapped it between the knees. Now he loses it. Here's a try. O'Connor will tap it ahead and just dive on it. Should be the game.
What a game.
Another mistake from the Broncos, and Manly pick up the drag.
I'll see every inch of this. You're going to love it on the State Bank replay. This is a great bit of football. Great football. Kahn there, fiddling around with the football. Catches it between his legs. Now the defence start to come to him at this point, and there he loses the football. O'Connor's on it like a hawk. Kicks it ahead, realises he doesn't have to bend down and pick it up. He's pursued by Kahn, kicks it into the in-goal area and scores a beautiful try. First-class stuff. That was a great bit of juggling by Kahn to get the ball from between his legs up into his hands, but there at that point he lost it. Oh, O'Connor swooped on it smartly, came through, kicked it beautifully controlled. Look at that, he's kicked it about 5 times. He must have played a bit of soccer. So that's the way it is. That's the man that did it for the Manly side. I think you can put the glasses down now. The horse is just about bolted. 18 points to 4. If he kicks the goal, I suggest they'll burn the grandstand down. I hope not the grandstand I'm in.
This one from way out wide. Plowman's gone out there. He's warming up. Matthew Ridge has been kicking them from everywhere since he came from the Shaky Isles to join Manly. Does he strike it well enough? He doesn't. But look at this lead for Manly, 18 to 4.
On cue. Is there somebody leading that chant, is there?
I guess so, yeah. We've got a few cheerleaders out there.
Dowling. This is the last tackle. Ridge. Straight into Langer. Lyons. Now Hasler got through. Looks for support. O'Connor's there. Taken brilliantly by Walters. Oh, now he's lost it.
Oh, dear. Yes, on the State Bank replay, that magnificent catch there, but now the Manly side have been penalised for a decision that really I can't quite work out.
Well, Tooby was not back the 5 metres. He tried to rush up to mark Kerrod Walters, and he was ruled offside.
Well, he's entitled to make the marker spot, surely, isn't he?
Another change, Bill.
Bob Conway in 26, lock in the reserve grade, replaces Gavin Allen, who has an elbow injury.
Right, the Broncos desperately trying to get back into this game. Hone takes it inside the corner. There it is, there somewhere. Now Plowman. Jackson's a dummy half for Langer. Now Madison. Kerrod Walters. Langer was there, has gone without it. Ian Roberts been able to pick it up for Manly. That's been pretty much the story of this second half.
Really, they've made more mistakes in this game than they have in all the games we've televised them. In the full duration of all the games we've televised them, they've made more mistakes in this one game, I feel.
Now Hasler.
If you were giving awards out, you'd have to give an award to Hasler every week for the effort he puts in. It's just an incredible player.
And we're talking about those mistakes, those 16 missed tackles from the Broncos certainly has contributed to their problems today. Bella. And we believe that Bella may well be coming from the field shortly. He's done very well to get this far. McCallum said play on. Shelford is getting set to replace Bella. Dowling. inside the Manly half. And gee, wouldn't the Broncos love to have that man there? Jim Miles still out of action with that knee problem. Now Conway. Langer. Now Walters. Jackson. Keeping it alive to Kellen Walters. Back to Johns. Hoff is there. 5 tackles used up. Who wants it? Shearer's put this down for Ridge. Takes it calmly and then he's crunched to the ground.
Yes, he got hit on a very hard tackle just as he took that football. Now watch it again. Ridge, and whack, in came the shoulder. It was Khan, and Khan dispossessed him of the football, so there'll be a scrum here, and it will be a Bronco put-in.
Great reception for Martin Bella. Hot. Inside the 22. Conway. Langer. Back infield it goes. Kevin Walters. Kerrod Walters. Shearer. Plowman. Conway. They certainly can keep it alive. Plowman. 10 metres out. Dowling. Mile forward. McCallum's got it. Martin Bella has joined Bill Anderson's sideline.
Martin, for a man that wasn't going to play a game, that was a terrific performance. Congratulations, firstly.
Thank you very much. It was very good to be this far ahead, this far into the game.
Manly seemed to be extremely committed. Was that a grand final performance?
It had to be. I mean, if we lost another one, we were out of the running, and we don't take too kindly to that sort of thing.
Thanks a lot. I'll let you jump into the shower.
Thank you.
Trying to grab his breath. O'Connor. 9 metres out, trying to close it up. Shelford. Manly change Bill.
Owen Cunningham, he was a fresh reserve, Graham. He's going on for Hosking in number 40.
Bill, that 8-point start for Manly was important.
Yeah, not only on the scoreboard, but their confidence. They realised they could win this game provided they didn't panic, and they did that. I've liked a lot of things about Manly today, but in particular their defence. They've umbrellaed Brisbane, pushed them back inside to where they're strongest and contained the Broncos.
Taken by Hancock. That ball was touched. Oh, 40 out. Brisbane with no real answer. Kevin Walters. What a great scoreline for Manly, 18-4. The two brothers get together. Then to Madison. Now somebody's got 5 minutes. Kevin Walters, too much chat.
Got a bit of sledging going on out there.
What a time to get penalised.
Yes, most unusual that, to see a player sent off when he's in the non-ball holding side and saying things to the referee. The referee suddenly stopped, waved him off, and then used the finger business with his hand to indicate that he'd been chattering to him.
Well, there's Walters throwing his arm about. He was on the deck.
Anyway, that's over and done with, so he'll have about 2 minutes to play when he comes back.
Shelford. Driven backwards by Dowling. Assisted by Plowman. Ian Roberts. Gold medal should have to be struck here at Manly this afternoon for the forwards. Jones. They look as though they'll stay on the short blind. O'Connor wants to switch it. Nearly taken. Langer dives down.
White gets to the 22.
Not a bad sort of replacement to bring on either. He's a big strapping lad, isn't he?
Lions kick ahead. Shearer is back there to clean it up. Listen to the ovation he gets here.
I don't like to see Shearer doing anything good. They're looking good. Here he is. He's trapped in his own in-goal area here. O'Connor's there. And with assistance from Stokes, he gets him well and truly into a situation where he's compelled to put the ball out over the sideline.
Football fans are fickle, aren't they?
Fickle fans.
Hoff again. Did he just do this? About 60 seconds to go. It's down for Ronson.
Very impressed with Glenn Lazarus yesterday for Canberra. Gee, he played a strong game. He's got a really mammoth performance, it was.
Here's Hasler again. Langer fleeing to him. Now John Jones. Really hungry for another try before the full-time siren sounds. Toogie. 8 metres away. Shelford. Last tackle now for Manly. And Lions brilliantly picked up by Kevin Walters.
Yeah, great catch that one, or a scoop up. There's the end of the section though, 18 points to 4. The Manly side have come up winners. A monumental performance, 3 tries to 1 in a wet track with a threatening sky pretty near all afternoon. Monumental performance by Manly. They really had to win to stay in the semi-final race. That was it. Roberts is coming back onto the field to beat the rest of the players coming off. There's the scoreline. Let's have a look at the way the scorers went.